tell you about this piece of public art. This is called the Pod.
Portland appreciates art.
So this is called the Pod. It was created by a local artist.
Voters said so by approving the arts tax in 2012.
One more good swing.
By law, almost every Portland resident, rich or poor, must pay $35 a year for the arts tax. It helps fund more art teachers and art programs around the city. But since its inception, the arts tax has become a lightning rod of controversy, triggering lawsuits and complaints. Critics argue the arts tax is unfair, and the city relies on heavy-handed tactics, including using private debt collectors. Which got me wondering, should the city be sending people to collections for falling behind on a $35 payment?
I just think that's completely unfair.
Laurel Greenwood admits she was a bit confused after getting demand letters from a collections agency.
We got 3 collections notices.
The notices from Professional Credit Service didn't explain why she owed or who, and it was an odd amount, $91.66.
I believe my husband said, this is for that art tax that you're supposed to be exempt from.
Laurel said she'd sent the city paperwork months ago explaining she's exempt and she didn't need to pay the arts tax because she's on Social Security for a permanent disability.
It's very confusing. And for us it was too. Why are we getting these letters? We pay, we're exempt. Why are they sending us to collections? We're exempt. It was just very confusing to us.
Laurel is working with the city to try and resolve her situation, but worries about others who were also sent to collections with little or no warning.
It is heavy-handed. It would be scary for some people, I think. It would be worrisome.
The city of Portland started using a private third-party collections agency to recover unpaid arts taxes in 2016. Since then, the city has sent more than 14,000 people to collections. And that's where the debt grows quickly. Remember, the arts tax starts at $35. But if you fail to pay, there's a $35 penalty. It doubles. Then collections adds interest, $5.56, and they tack on $16.10 in collection fees. Suddenly, that $35 arts tax costs $91.66. And the longer you wait to pay, the more debt collectors make.
I mean, it's kind of a dirty secret.
Portland attorney Michael Fuller warns debt collectors that work for government agencies don't fall within the confines of consumer protection laws, opening the door for higher fees and more aggressive tactics.
We regularly represent people who've been abused by collector tactics, and it can just normal things like getting calls in the morning, calls in the evening, getting calls at work, neighbors finding out that you owe the debt, to not being able to finance a car, not being able to finance a home, because a debt that, even though it's paid, it was delinquent at one point and now it's on your credit report for 7 years. So, I mean, it can change your whole life, getting hounded to pay a debt, especially a debt you don't owe.
And in this case, it's over $35.
It seems trivial and punitive to assign a $35 tax that someone can't pay to a debt collector.
So how does the city defend its practice of outsourcing collections? To find out, I asked Portland's Revenue Division for an on-camera interview. I emailed the director, Thomas Lanham, 3 different times, and every time he flat refused an on-camera interview.
And so they won't budge at all.
Doesn't appear so. But what do we do?
Well, I think we can ask our questions, via email. We also need to make clear, to our viewers that we wanted to be able to ask follow-up questions, and we thought it was important that they answer questions in person from you, but the Bureau wouldn't answer them.
All right, any other thoughts before I drum up this email?
No, good luck.
The city did answer some of our questions in writing, saying in part, outsourcing delinquent arts tax debts allows the city to keep the cost of collections relatively low, and it is effective in increasing compliance. Critics argue by outsourcing its dirty work, the city of Portland is allowing private debt collectors to lean on residents with aggressive tactics, extra fees, and interest. As a result, small unpaid arts taxes
We thought it had been taken care of.
can easily balloon into hundreds of dollars in debt.
It's very heavy-handed. It's a bit bullying.